Hi, I'm Jay Seville, the leader of the JustNewListings.com team in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I also own JustNewListings.com Realty in Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C., where I have a team up there as well. But make no mistake about it, I live in Wilmington, North Carolina, and work here full time. Lately, I've spent so much time showing what I will call the hidden gem of real estate in Wilmington, North Carolina. A lot of folks I work with from New York, New Jersey, or the west side of North Carolina, they're coming here and they often have ocean front, ocean view properties on their minds, or they're focused on a particular school district, Parsley Elementary, Hoggard High School, and they come here just sort of closed-minded and narrow with that on their mind, and they don't realize that the hidden gem of real estate value for Wilmington, North Carolina real estate, if you want water views, it can cost you $900,000 to have an ocean view house, but for $650,000, you can have an amazing creekfront property with a pier and dock in which you can ride your boat out to the intercoastal waterway to visit islands or get out onto the ocean, etc. So it's a way to, with 40% less money, to still have a great water experience in the Wilmington, North Carolina real estate market. So after spending so much time with folks looking at and negotiating contracts on creekfront homes, I thought I'd create a new menu button on my website right here, Creekfront Homes. You have Bradley, Fooch, Hewlett's, Pages, Whiskey, and Hoe Creek or Howe Creek. Just like Curry Beach, some people call it Curry, some call it Curie. Give you a quick map so you know where this is coming from. I put together this little visual for you. Here's downtown Wilmington and Market Street. Over here is Wrightsville Beach. We'll start on the north side over by Porter's Neck. And here you have Fooch Creek. Then next you have Pages Creek. Then here is Hoe. And down here is Bradley. And down in the Mason Borough, Hewlett's. And also Whiskey Creek Homes. And with this map, they're all tied into my website as well. So if you click on Whiskey Creek Homes, it'll land you on one of my website pages. So that gives you an idea visually. Where are these? Obviously, they're all sort of on the coastal side. And I figured I would show you a couple of the homes in particular and show you the views we're talking about and whatnot. This picture I actually took from the back of a home in Pages Creek that we almost wrote a contract on and then we did not. But it had the typical 70 or 100-foot pier going out into the wetlands. You had white egrets and birds and turtles going around. It's just wonderful, wonderful setting. And I'm going to go over some of the what I would call the tendencies or the norms of a lot of these waterfront creek view homes in a minute. But first I'll show you just a couple pictures. Here's one, 1401 Fooch Creek. Here's the back side of that house. Lots of wood. There's a much smaller pier here, a hammock over here. Classic. And this one, I showed this one as well before. I'm rusty on it. I showed a lot of these homes. Many have gone under contract since last time. Nice sunroom overlooking the water. Really cool stuff. Here's another one, Donnelly. I showed a few times. This is over by Whiskey Creek. Very sort of a contemporary coastal home. The backside had awesome, big water views that are just, I call them to die for. Sorry for the cliche, but it's just wonderful. Imagine eating dinner every night looking out at that. It's really, really cool. It was a neat house, too. Very modern inside. One of the rooms was a literally 90-degree angled loft to go up a ladder to get to, which, would be really cool for kids, I would say. And then Pages Creek over here. Well, I think I already mentioned that. So I'm going to go into this one, my main web page for Creekfront Homes. All of these have a link to the specific creeks involved. There's 6 of them. Click on any of these pages and you'll get to see any of these listings. many of which are, directly on the creek, facing the creek, and give you amazing views. Obviously, when you get over into the $1 million plus range, you're just going to have some amazing sights there. Mostly, I seems like I've been showing around 800,000 to $1 million homes, but let's click on one of these beauties and see what we have for 1.5. I believe the landfall homes look out at Hoggard Creek. And yeah, because I've shown a few of these for $2 and $3 million, and never will forget those homes. Very special. A lot of those are an acre, acre and a half, sometimes 3 acres, and it's just it's like living in the middle of nature, of the water. Just wonderful experience. Here's some of the items I have for you in terms of laying out the pluses of these creek homes. One, if you're a nature lover, it doesn't get much better than this. You're in the middle of a bunch of wildlife. You have a high tide and a low tide each day. Birds, turtles, everything. A lot of wildlife is all around you. Some of them sort of have their home there, right around that piece of property, and every day you see the same white bird, off and on throughout the day, and it's really nice. Two, you have the saltwater smell of the marsh or the creek, and many people love that smell. For others, they're a little put off by it, but then it grows on them, and they end up loving the smell of the creek. Three, you can ride your boat off the back of your property out into the ICWW and to the small islands in the area, and get out to the ocean. Three, you can get on a kayak or a paddleboard right from your backyard and head out on an amazing adventure into the creeks and maybe all the way out to the intercoastal waterway. Four, a lot of these homes already have a dock and a pier set up. I believe these docks are about $100 a square foot linear, so it may cost $10,000 to have a 70-foot pier, because we'll call it 100-foot plus per linear square foot, linear foot, excuse me. And then some of the boat lifts in and of themselves might be worth $20,000. So when you buy one of these homes, if it already has a pier, you're already getting some value with it. Five, so a lot of these homes are already in sought-after school districts like Ogden Elementary or Hoggard High School. So if you're looking for those homes, that school district, some of these creeks play out perfectly for you. Another one advantage of these creek view homes, generally they're a half acre plus. Sometimes they're 1 and 2 acres, but generally they're all a half acre, and usually they're at least 1 acre. I think I mentioned this at the beginning, and that is a home on the creek, such as Hewlett's Creek, may cost $650,000, whereas if it's going to be an ocean view home, the same home, or maybe not nearly as nice inside, would be $900,000. So it's a value proposition, and for many people, I think the creekfront home is a better way to go. And then I already mentioned the waterboarding, the paddle boarding. This is not a torture session. The real estate video may be cheesy enough to be torture, sort of like waterboarding, but no, we're talking about paddle boarding and kayaking, and that's one of the big benefits of a waterfront home. Is you get to combine a love of nature with exercise, and it's a fantastic experience. So there you go, some of the basics, including this map, and I have a link to it in that website that shows you the different creeks here to search for. And you can divide those up within school districts as well. You can divide them up into which homes already have a boat lift, or maybe they're not on the water itself, but they have they share a community water access point, a dock, where you're allowed to use it, and that would save you, instead of $650,000, that home may only be $500,000, but you get access to the water, to the dock of the community to pull your, to put your boat in and to bring it out. So there's different ways of getting the the creek experience, the waterfront home experience, and with just being in the neighborhood themselves, even if you're not actually on the creek. So there's a number of variables to consider. I look forward to showing some of these homes to you. They are a lot of fun to view because of the wildlife and the big views. They're really exciting homes to show, that's for sure. Talk to you soon.